Mm. Hello. Just getting started, so I'm still inviting people. I'm fucking. Oh, I hate when it does that. All right, I'm still inviting people. Invite your friends. Invite your enemies. Oh, fuck you. Oh my god. You piece of crap. Oh, fuck. Fuck you. Who is in a box already? Zazon. Shit.
Oh man.
Everybody, it's all gone now. God damn it. Where did it fucking go? I was inviting people, you piece of crap machine. Okay, so, Zazon. Zazon.
Yeah,
Zazon.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to need you to jump out of the box because we're not going to be doing boxes for a bit. Sebastian, you can stay in, but I'm going to need you to stay muted for a bit. You can handle the traffic in the chat room. So I'm going to disconnect Zazon. Bree has asked for a one-on-one with me, and hopefully should be here on time. So we're just gonna bring Bree up in a box, and then once she's done, then we'll go ahead and do all the boxes. It'll be just like another day. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. I last night was just kind of scrolling along, and I heard my name. I hear it pretty often, but I was not in the live yet. I was kind of watching it in ghost fashion, and I was the subject of discussion in this live, and I went in there, and I was immediately descended upon by an army of she-wolves, a pack of she-wolves and beta boys, because that's what they attract over there. They want to be female dominant. They want to dominate it and tell us that we are guests. So the only boys they allow over there are these little beta cuck bitches. Uncle Birch, come to you live. I'm going to tell Bree. Hold on. All right, there we go. Irish Arctic Witch. Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, if you're just sitting there, tap that thing, get the 2-finger going, get 3-finger going. Yes, Bree Witch is coming in. And, after she's done, then we'll bring other people in. But get the hell over here, Bree. We're 1 minute into the broadcast, man. Come on. But Bree had a lot to say. She was trying to say it yesterday. She's trying to say, well, I don't know. She was trying to say one thing yesterday. But I don't know if y'all remember, we were glitching like crazy. And you know why we were glitching like crazy? Because everybody and their fucking mother was screen recording. And that tends to glitch things out. And then now they're posting altered videos, fake videos about me. It's amusing to have that much attention. And when you get attention, even hate, and even especially hate, it's a great time to get magical warfare, feeding on your enemies. It works really well. If you can get enough people just focused on you, sending intense energy, hell, I might get a lottery ticket tomorrow. I'm getting so much free juju out of these fools. Thank you for liking the thing. Planning a witch school event with guest invites. Right on, right on. Is Bree here yet? Oh, there she is. All right. All right, we're going to keep Sebastian in the box muted because he's my admin. He's got to keep an eye on things because apparently that was a big thing they were mad at me about. You know, they're going to find something to be mad about. But in that like I said, I went into that live. It was descended upon by a pack of she-wolves and their beta boys and attacked from all sides. You know, eventually I got frustrated with it and blew the whole fucking thing up. But we got Bree here. She was trying to talk yesterday. I don't think you actually got to say what you were going to say about enemies and whatnot. I think I saw it in the video. What you're trying to say. You know, they were all screen recording right then. And that's why we were glitching out yesterday. Every motherfucker was screen recording. How are you, Bree?
I'm good. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you for this opportunity to sit down and have this conversation. This will be a one-on-one conversation between you and I. So I understand that Sebastian is your mod.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So first I want to address yesterday, one of the things that I said in your live was I said, maybe next time reach out to someone. Okay. And I meant that as a comrade. Okay. There's been many times that I've sat down with my wife and I'd be like, I want to do this. I want to talk about this series. And she'd be like, no, babe, that's not going to go in your best interest. And she would, 9 times out of 10, she would be right. So my intent was as a comrade when I said that. I know you were on Celeste's live last night, and Celeste said, yeah, I said he didn't need a mom or to be policed. Now, you were glitching out at that time. And I will say, Celeste was out of pocket, because if she would have said that and I would have heard that, I would have called her out. I would have punched that paper asshole right in the face.
I don't know that I even heard that. Everything is going haywire right
So,
now.
right. But, so there's that. So let's talk about what has happened to you recently. You know, with the whole sit and spin and, you know, men are guests in magical spaces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you and I had that, I said it yesterday. I said, do I agree with what you said? Do I think what you said about the sit and spin was out of pocket? I said that. And you apologized. You apologized to the whole internet.
I apologized every 20 minutes in my live yesterday and
Right.
took full responsibility for my actions.
That's taking accountability.
Mm-hmm.
But was that apology well received?
Oh, no. But it wasn't, I knew it wasn't going to be well received, especially not by Karen. It was more for the rest of the people, my followers that, you know, saw me.
For women in general?
Well,
You know,
all of them.
there's,
See me lose my shit like that. I was apologizing to all of them.
listen, there is no one alive that hasn't said or done some out of pocket. We have all said some things that were inappropriate or not, or cruel. We all said shit. No one is impervious of this. And this is, and I'm going to say this with my full chest, and I hope everyone takes it as exactly as I say this. I would rather shit in my hands and play patty cakes before I ever sit at a table of people that have actively gone after me to hurt me or people that I care about. That's just me. That is my boundary.
Yeah.
And I want to bring up some history.
Okay.
When this whole thing come up about To Catch a Predator,
yeah.
and I said, and I said this yesterday, I said, that was something that you felt compelled to do and to deal with because you're a grown ass man. Do I think those people came clean and came straight, came with clean hands and said, hey, let's get with Uncle Birch, let's make some peace, and then we're going to catch a predator, right? But I wonder if you knew that right before that happened, they had expelled Rob from their friend group, and he was showing all the receipts on all of them. And
No,
so they had to, did you know that?
I never heard about that. Rob
Yeah.
was in here the other day. Somebody said it was Rob Conger, but there was a guy named Rob Sear, and I said, "Is that
Same person. It's the same.
And
So
yeah, it turned out to be the same person. But wait,
Here-
really quick. For you people that keep asking to come up in a box, and we're not going to do that right now. Bree asked to have a one-on-one with me. We just got Sebastian here because he's my moderator. But you know, when me and Bree are done talking, then we'll open up some boxes. All right.
okay. So here's my thing.
Oh, Rob's here. Hey.
Yeah. Good. I am so glad that Rob's here. So here's the thing. Here's my question to you, Birch. When they were giving you all this information about Rob and that Rob was a predator, did they ever give you any information that included them that put them in a negative light? Or was it all about Rob and the bad things that Rob has done?
Yeah, it was all screenshots about the bad things that Rob has done. I mean, they were bad, but you know, it sounds like, you know, I mean, if you go omitting part of the conversation, well, I'm gonna have to look at you like this. And that sounds like what you're telling me happened.
Okay. So there are so many incidents and examples that I could give you, that Rob could give you, that 20 other people could give you, that I don't believe that Celtic Hex and her coven of other witches, I do not believe that they were sincere, honest. They had no valor. Their whole purpose was to take the light off of the things that they'd done, the receipts that were there that Rob had, and they're going to catch a predator. We're going to cancel him. We're going to do all this thing. But here's the thing, and I'm going to give you some examples, okay? In November of 2024, Witchfoot passed away. By December of 2024, there were some personal, intimate photos of Ryan and Jennifer shared.
Mm-hmm.
All of them knew. Karen, Grammy, Gina, they all knew. They all knew about it, and a few of them had viewed them. Okay? But Rob took the fall for that.
What? Wait. Brujo Ryan did that, didn't he?
He shared it in a group chat with other individuals.
Okay.
If you don't think that they were not saved, they were. And they were passed around. Okay? But Rob took the fall for that. They called Rob a predator for that. Rob stayed within that friend group for over a year.
Hold on just a second. Witches only. This is the type of witch school where today we're discussing some of the issues and problematic people in the witchcraft community. So we're getting schooled in a whole different way. Go ahead, Bree.
Okay. So they stayed friends with Rob for over a year. When they decided to cut him loose, and he's like, okay, cool, you gonna cut me loose? I'm gonna come with receipts. and he was hammering them pretty hard. They clapped at him, he clapped back. His receipts, so many people saw the receipts that had to do with them. I saw mine, a lot of other people saw them. My question is, they labeled him as a predator when they did the very same thing. Okay? And then, as soon as you say something out of pocket, they want to crucify you. They want to put you on the cross. They want to label you as a misogynist, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As someone who has met you, has met Marta, I have broken bread with you guys. I want to say this. Marta is a beautiful, very intelligent woman. And there is no way that that woman would stay with a misogynist. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Did Birch say something out of pocket? Absolutely he did.
Mhm.
But that don't mean you're going to throw the baby in the bathwater out.
Yeah, well, in my conversation with the ladies where they told me a new asshole and ran me up and down the flagpole and made me salute, a curious thing came up. They tried to get some empathy from me regarding the fact that when me and Marta were having a hard time and she left me for a week or so, that they all came to my aid. But however, none of us had ever made any peace at that point, and they all were haters. They didn't come to my aid; they came to see the shit show, and then they acted like they were being supportive to garner my solidarity or something like that later down the road, probably for things like when I went after Rob based on the evidence I'd seen. It was pretty bad. It's sounding like I was not given the whole truth. And them allegedly being supportive of the hard time that I was going through, this ain't my first rodeo. I never bought that. They came to see the shit show and go, oh man.
They come to see your fall.
Yeah, Uncle Bert's having a hard time. Oh, they're gonna get divorced. But just act like we're on his side. Okay, yeah, no. Who do you think you're dealing with?
So let's be realistic.
Yeah, Quadoria, yes, they did. They tried to use that, and they tried to say, even Celtic Hex came there and was supportive. That's what they said to me. Yeah.
I will also make a stand that I actually sent a text message to Marta and Birch during that time. And I said, I love you both. I wish you well. The truth of the matter is you cannot get in between a spouse's relationship. What happens between a man and a woman, whatever, that's their business. Stay the fuck up out of it. Even if you did what you did. You said what you said, Mm-hmm. Do you feel used to catch a predator, seeing how they're treating you now? Do you feel used?
Well, yeah, especially when you are telling me, and I'm going to ask Rob to send me all the screenshots, okay? I want to see the entire case. I judged Rob based on the evidence that I had seen.
That you were given. Yeah.
But if they left out other evidence, then it's all out of context. And so, if that is the case, then I'll be giving Rob an apology.
Yeah. So, okay, I want to bring up, and again, the incident that I gave you is just one of many. There's so many people out there, but I'm going to talk about an incident that happened with me, and I'm talking about this group of people. Okay. Mm-hmm. June 20th, 2025, I was in Summit County Court. I filed a restraining order against an individual that is on this app. For legal reasons, I'm not going to say their name. Okay. So I took them on a CSPO. Short, I was going for a restraining order. Prior to it going to trial, we both signed into agreement that with the judge's orders of no contact on both sides. I got to shut the fuck up, and they got to shut the fuck up for 2 years. Awesome. I later found out, here's all the stuff. I later found out while I was in court that day, the respondent was on a WhatsApp recorded group chat. And these are the individuals that were in a closed hearing. You can see Celtic Hex, Punk Rock Witch. That is my attorney, Milan Morris. That is me. This box would be the respondent. I know who this is, but because you can't see the picture, I'm not going to say. This is Kaliak. This is an international person. And this is Wendy from Texas. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
This was a closed restraining order court hearing before a judge, a magistrate. This was recorded. This is illegal. And I also want to say each one of these is a 3rd-degree felony. I will also tell you too that, what do you call that? Birch, what do you call that when your time runs out?
Statute of limitations.
That statute of limitations is 6 years on a 3rd-degree felony. These people.
Smile for your file, man. Smile for your file.
Yep.
Wow.
Anybody? Is that me?
That's you.
That's me. Does everybody know who that is?
You got your hairs did for court. Looking very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So that is the caliber of people that group of people, that's who they are. That's why I said I will never, ever. I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with them, and I never will. So I think what they're doing is they are utilizing something that you said, and they're going to run the rails on you. They're going to run the rails on you.
Yeah, Mia, DM me about that one. I'd like to hear about what you just said there. Yeah,
Mia, would you like me to give them a quick rundown? This individual right here, okay, is personal friends with the individual that has stalked, harassed, threatened Mia for years. An individual that where a judge said, no, you can't have your guns back. This woman supported that. This woman supported Mia being harassed and terrorized by a woman that had her guns taken away. This woman supports her. She's not a girl's girl.
I think you mentioned that yesterday, Quadrilia, that Gina is who gave you my address back in the day when we didn't get along. And I will say, just we're talking to Bree right now, but we had both you and Bree in boxes yesterday, and I think you handled yourselves well, even though there's been plenty of tension between you guys. You just didn't fight and just talked about the shit going on. So, and I always I hope for peace, but I am geared for war. So I try to work this out. But like I said to Bree, my apology was not necessarily for Celtic Hex, who I had said those terrible things to, because I knew she wasn't going to accept it, or for her friends. It was for my people, my followers. I lost my shit. I did the things that I teach you not to fucking do. I reacted out of an emotion and took an action, a detrimental action. And that was why I apologized was more for you guys. I know, my haters going to hate, and if I give them any ammunition, they're going to use it to hate some more. And for those of you just joining us, I was scrolling last night. I was scrolling past a live, and all of a sudden I heard Uncle Birch, Uncle Birch, Uncle Birch, and so I popped in there. And eventually they got me up in a box where I was descended on by a vicious pack of she-wolves and their beta boys. And they were attacking me from all sides, and I took it for a very long time before I lost my shit and said something that blew up the entire fucking thing at the end. I won't repeat that here. Go ahead, Bree.
Oh my goodness. Is this where you threatened to whip out your pee-pee? Something to that effect?
Words to that effect. I said, I am a man. Do you want to see my... And they thought, I don't know if they thought I was going to actually whip it out or something like that, but they bumped me right out of the box. At that point, I go, okay, time to make an Irish exit. I'm not going to say goodbye.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I think the moral of the story here is, these people are fucking, they are wolves in sheep's clothing. There's nothing ever good going to come out of this. And when it come about to this whole thing with jumping on Rob's back, this is one of those times where I was like, man, I wish Birch would text me. I wish he would call me, because I would have given you a different perspective. I'd be like, ask for the rest of the evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say this, do I think your apology to Celtic Hex was disingenuous? Absolutely it was. But I do see your perspective of wanting to, listen, you are a man. You're going to fuck up. You're going to say some fuck shit. You are.
I wasn't being disingenuous, but I knew that it was going to fall on deaf ears with regarding Celtic Hex, but what I said was wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
You can't say I'm sorry and then sit and spin in the next breath. You can't do that. You can't do that, man.
Well, I think I said I was sorry, and then I got her response, and she accused me of stuff that I never said, and then I
Imagine that.
probably reiterated sit and spin at that point.
You did.
And then
But you
now,
also took him down too.
and then somebody sent me a video that it was fucking doctored, man. I didn't say those things. I have that raw video, and those things were not said. So that's the way we want to play. All right.
You know what? I don't even know why, but I'm gonna say, Celeste, what do you mean you're godsmacked by my position? But anyway, so
Poor old soul. But all of you watching this thing go on, this is why my most popular class on Witch Talk is Magical Warfare Feeding on Your Enemies. Where if you can make some enemies, if you get a bunch of people to just focus their attention on you, which, last night, the entirety of Witch Talk was focused on me, that could be some juju. You can be an energy vampire with the right spell, and if you get enough haters and get enough focus on you, you can make these fucking bitches do your magic for you. And there is no greater revenge than what I've been receiving today. People buying classes, people booking readings, money. And then when I went out and I did my other job, the money was flowing like it hadn't been in weeks. So please, y'all, let the hate flow through you and send it this way. Okay? I won't be mad at you. I'll be thanking you for winning me the fucking lottery, because, the way things are going right now, I'm going to definitely get a ticket.
I want to address Celeste. You are absolutely right. I will never, we're not the same. and I will never be at the caliber that you and Celtic Hex are, of the kind of people that you are. We do not have the same compass.
Okay, I never saw her response of.
Oh, she's trying to say that I'm acting like I never participated. Girl, if standing up for myself is participating in unsavory behavior, I'm okay with that. But Celeste, you and I are not the same.
Mhm.
So,
And again, I commend you both for being in my live yesterday and, you know, keeping it toned down. You didn't go after each other or anything like that. However, when I got sucked into that live yesterday and descended on by a pack of she-wolves and their beta boys, the thing it seemed that they were pissed off about, and I was trying to wrap my head around, I was like, what do you mean I tore the skin off your back? And they were mad that we had had a nice talk, even though there's a lot of bullshit. To say that y'all came in when I was having a hard time with Marta to offer me support. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You were there to pick on the bones, man. You were there for the feeding frenzy. I'm not stupid, man. You hated me forever for stupid reasons. I mean, like, you know, Punk Rock Witch, it was over an argument about a fucking leather jacket. But they seemed to be pissed at something that was happening in my live, and I think it was Bree and Quadroria, something you all said that I let fly. Now, a couple things. Since they were all mass screen reporting, the thing got really complicated towards the end. I was freezing up, they were freezing up, stuff I heard, stuff I didn't hear. You know, I count on this guy right here, man. This is my backup. I count on him to fucking keep an eye on that shit and deal with this shit. Again, people, I am still an anarchist. There is only so much policing of my life I'm ever gonna fucking do, and there's no such thing as a safe space in witchcraft. If fucking people gonna get in my live and they might, you know, tear you a new asshole, I'm probably gonna let that go. You know, about a week ago or so, we got somebody in there that immediately called one of the people in the box a fat ass cunt, and boom, he went. You know, something that over the top is going to catch my fucking attention. So I don't even know what you guys said that was so controversial about these people. But clearly none of y'all have gotten along for quite a while. So,
what are you talking about, Birch? Are you talking about Celeste? You talking about Ursa? What are you talking about?
both you and her were in my live yesterday, and there was something.
Me and Jenny, Witch of the Southeast. Me and Jenny, Witch of the Southeast.
Yeah.
Crystal was there, and Ursa. We call her Ursa. Everybody knows her about Ursa. I call her Celeste.
So I don't really know who said what, but I know they have great hatred.
I said, hey, Birch, maybe next time reach out. And not in your live, but in her live, she stated, oh yeah, I said, Birch, you don't need a mom. You don't need to police. You don't need policing. First of all, Celeste never said that in your live yesterday. She said that she said it in her live. She didn't. She just flat out, she got busted. So,
Yeah,
you know, but that is Celeste inserting herself into a moment. I gotcha. No, Celeste, you didn't. No, you didn't. But anyway, I don't want to talk about her because she's not important to me. I think what you went through with them group of people was an unfair situation. I don't think you were not treated with mercy.
No.
You weren't.
No. And can you did a video today. Could you reiterate what you said there? Because I think I need to hear it a few more times.
The one I made today in black and white?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Okay. Here's the short of it. Basically, people that fuck you over, people that fuck me over, I don't fuck with them no more because they're going to fuck you again.
I believe the thing that I'm referring to.
I made that video in support of you, Birch, not against you.
Absolutely, I know that. But I believe the thing that I heard, and this is what I need to keep hearing. When a person, when you fuck up and a person immediately attacks you without even talking to you or anything like that, they were always an enemy. Or
Yeah.
words to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was told yesterday that Celtic Hex even offered to do a healing on Marta. And I don't think I ever passed Marta's information on because I don't trust her. And that again, that was some contrived shit so that later I'd be sympathetic to their cause. Now, and they praised me for jumping on Rob and jumping on Predators, but now I'm hearing that I may not have been given all of the evidence, and I have now put out a
fact. It's a fact. Now, listen, I will tell you, I'm not exonerating from some of the shit that Rob did. Rob did some fucked up shit, and I'm speaking on for my part. But if you're going to give evidence and receipts against a person that you're calling a predator, you better show them all of the receipts. All of the receipts. Because, yeah, don't give partial information because people are going to come to an incomplete conclusion.
Yeah.
There was not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just reading what Mia Moon. I always thought that.
So, example, like Mia Moon, there are so many people that can give you their own personal experiences with these individuals.
I did not know that they had a split. I was kind of surprised. I saw Mia Moon over here. I'm going, oh, she doesn't hate me now that they hate me. Oh, cool. And then I saw Cuban Things over here. I sure thought Cuban Things was in their camp, but I guess not. Commenting very nicely over here. Uncle Bert's come to you live from New Orleans, talking about the drama queens and Karens of TikTok. And I called it correct, and I will, I backed down on some things that I have said. However, the thing that I said, that I never saw Celtic Witch do anything for the community, support anybody, or do anything worthwhile except start drama and start fights. And now, granted, it's hard for me to watch all of her videos because of that condescending fucking tone of voice and the filter she has. I tune out after a few words, and I can't not. I try to listen to it all, but that condescending fucking tone of voice is so fucking annoying.
Do you think that's maybe something in your spirit that's not meshing with her spirit?
I read a lot in a tone of voice, and that's why I like this format. I've seen countless flame wars all over the internet that hatch from a text message where somebody says something and then the person on the receiving end implies a tone of voice that was not there because text doesn't have a tone of voice. And then they get all pissy. It's like, I get you over here, I can hear your tone of voice. I had a guy in here, a week ago or so. It's like, I heard his tone of voice. By word 3, I knew he was fucking lying his ass off. Old cop skills, they die hard, man. And he was trying to defend himself against being called a predator. And then I finally just asked him, hey, why did they call you a predator? And then poof, he was gone. Disappeared. Sebastian was bitching up and said, no, you don't get to leave. You don't get to get out of here. You don't get to run off.
Yeah. That's like dying and dashing. Yeah. So do you have any questions for me? Because I said what I wanted to say. I know you have long lives and questions.
No, we've been voice texting all fucking day. So if I had messages, we would have already talked about it before this.
Yeah. Well, I said what I wanted to say. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope that this gives you a fresh perspective of what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with, and there's always more. There's always two sides to every story.
Absolutely. Thank you for
the updated
intel.
Rob knows how to get a hold of you. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Oh, 50 people.
Nice.
10,000 likes. Good for you.
Nice. They'll start screen recording soon and fuck it all up. Hello, haters. How are
You're
you?
welcome, Mia.
Hello, lovers. How are you? Sebastian, unleash the hounds. Let them in the boxes.
Oh,
I was about to say, let us up now, guard dog.
hey, Celeste, how about you keep my name out of your mouth?
You just mentioned I was summoned in here because you were talking about me, and you're sitting there trying to call shit out when I'm stuck in the chat.
Were you talking about me
don't
last
tell
night?
shit,
Were
lady.
you talking about me last
You
night?
don't tell me shit.
Come
I'll
on,
do whatever
Hooker.
I
Were
want.
you talking
I
about
do
me
what I
last
want,
night?
period. You know what,
Exactly.
Bree? I will talk to
Come
you
on
every day
now. Come
about
on.
you every day
Settle.
for the next week. For the next week, I'm gonna talk about you every day.
Thank you. Make me
Okay,
some money.
move on. Grow up.
You stop talking about me in your lives.
Oh my God. Bree did not
So-
exist until yesterday. And you know what I said was true. You only showed up in Birch's live yesterday because they were talking shit about Celtic Hex. I came in laughing
No,
about a
because you were
typo that I
you kept
made
saying my
on
name.
a comment
You kept
on
saying
his
my name.
video. That's how it even came up.
No,
Me,
you-
Crystal, and Sazone were in here. Okay? You came in with your little minion
said my
sitting
name.
there like you wanted to jump on the bandwagon talking shit about Celtic Hex, and then you wanted to talk shit on Cryptid.
First
That's
of all,
you do is
I'm
talk
no
shit about
one's
people.
minion.
Don't want to hear
Celeste.
what you have to say.
Girls,
Period.
you're both pretty.
Anyhow, what I said was absolutely true.
Nope.
Birch, you have it recorded. You have the live recorded. All you have to do is play it back. You'll hear what I
Yeah,
said.
please.
So I don't need
It's
to
on
be
YouTube.
called a liar because maybe you didn't hear it. Do you think that? Maybe you just didn't hear me because of overspeak?
Nope.
But you want to sit there and call someone a liar. I don't need a lie. I'm 46 years old and I stand on my fucking 10 toes, my salt and everything I fucking do. Lie, I'll say your face and you.
Did you say my
knows
name
that.
on your live?
Everyone, Bree.
you- Yes or no?
Everyone knows one
Did
thing
you?
I will never do is
Yes or
bow
no?
down and submit to a bullshit. First of all, you broke your oath. You're an oath breaker. Stop with the self-righteous bullshit.
See,
Take accountability
You can't
for the
even
shit
answer
that you've
the
done.
question.
Don't sit there and act like
Answer
they're
the
so
question.
disgusting because they did this when
Celeste,
you did the same
you like to
behaviors.
hear yourself more than you like to listen, and that's
Whatever.
always been your problem.
Keep-
Always.
Okay, we're going to take a break from that. Hey, everybody else. Welcome into the show.
What's up, Bert? Doing good, man. Doing good.
Gonna be some bad if you like it.
Hey, Chaotix here. Hey, Ray, how are you? Which of the Southeast? I believe you were in there yesterday, but I don't
Yes.
know. They were saying when I was descended upon by the pack of she-wolves and their beta boys yesterday, they were bitching about the people in my live and how I didn't stop them from saying horrible things. Do you recall you saying like horrible things? I don't know who said horrible things.
I didn't say not one single horrible thing. In fact, what I do recall saying is that what you had said about the sit and spin
Mhm.
wasn't right. And also, I do believe that men have space in witchcraft. And then we went on, and I said very little. Where it came to, we talked about teeth, we talked about this, that, and the other. And then I talked about my dogs for a hot second. But past that, no. And I think what Celeste is saying about Bree coming in only because Celtic's name was mentioned wasn't true. It's because Celeste likes to keep people's names in her mouth all the time, and she likes to think that there will be no repercussions for that. I used
won't
to
be
be
any.
really good friends with her, and in fact did a whole bunch of stuff for her.
No.
In fact, I have two of her dogs who I
You know
care
what?
for
It's so
and
funny.
I
You
love.
sound just like Mystic Miami. Sit there and act like because you did some acts of kindness that absolves you of the fucking bullshit that you did do. Is Crystal still in
Celeste,
here?
I was your friend, and friends help friends out. You know what?
I don't even
really
care to
happened?
have the conversation with you.
Actually,
like there are
let
boundaries.
me
People
actually
who
let you
cannot
know
respect
to your
boundaries
face what
don't
happened.
need to be heard.
Let me
Where's
let me
Crystal?
tell you so you could hear it from the first time and not by
I
anyone
don't
else's
need to hear
ears.
you.
What
Okay, I'm gonna
happened
turn my
was
volume down because I don't give a shit
do
what you
you,
have to
boo,
say.
but I'm gonna say it regardless because you know what? It needs to be said. This has gone on long enough. You doxed me. You showed all of my personal information, and you did that to someone who genuinely gave a fuck about you. I did. I didn't do things so I could say, hey, look it, I did this for this person. I did this because you were my fucking friend. And you threw a knife in my back when everybody else was telling me not to go and fucking help you. I drove my ass out to Texas to help you out because you were my friend. You were my friend. I got nothing in return, but we were friends and I would go to the end of the earth for my friends. And then I went to help you in Florida. Okay? Donna, fucking Crystal, pussied out of her position, and they told me not to go and help you. They told me not to help you. In fact, they were calling places for you can go into detox. I went for you anyway. I went for you fucking anyways, and they stabbed me in the fucking back and fucking lied. And you believe them. And that's the fucked up part. The person that showed up for you, you believe the people that turned their fucking back on you. Crystal was supposed to have. Sorry about that. Crystal was supposed to have had a place for you to stay. She backed out. She backed out of it, but I was going to go. And then in turn, you try to say, because I was trying to figure it out for you, because I wasn't just going to leave my friend where she was at in a bad situation. You were my friend. I cared about you. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk to my husband. We're going to give you, there's going to be time so you can get on your feet, do all the things. And then you turned it around when you had these other people lie to you to cover their own ass, lie to you, and then you try to turn around and say me and my husband are swingers? No, we're not. We're not. I was your friend. I was your friend, and you fucked me over. You made videos about me, mocking me, talking all kinds of shit about me for months. 4 fucking months. That's not how you treat a friend.
Okay, we're going to take a break for just a second. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, reminding you that Level 1 Witch School is available at a reduced price for the first time in history. Get over there to gumroad.com/witch school. Follow the little link tree over there. You can find Level 1, join anytime. However, I think the class that y'all want, watching this kind of stuff go on, magical warfare, feeding on your enemies. If you have somebody that does to you what's alleged here, you can convert that into anything you want and have your spell work done by others. Get over there to gumroad.com/witch school. Okay. Well, I need a Jerry Springer bell. Ding, ding, ding. Go ahead.
No kidding. No kidding.
I love you too, Sebastian. No, I turned my volume down. I didn't hear what she was saying. I was just waiting for her box to stop glowing. I don't care to hear it.
Because you don't want to hear the truth, right?
I know what happened. I know why I don't fuck with you. I'll never fuck with you. You decided to, because the fact that you said the words that I'm psycho for believing in my Orisha, like that was enough for me.
I actually never said that.
Whatever.
That's something that you've made up in your own
The
head.
video that you posted telling people I was on drugs, using a picture of me when I sent to you after the police dropped me off in a safe space to use it to prove my drug use. Like, you're disgusting. You're despicable. I don't give a shit about what good deed you did in order to try to help me. It does not absolve you of what
First of all,
the betrayal that you did.
Let's
You
backtrack for
you
a
can
quick
tell
second.
whatever story you want to say.
Let's backtrack.
It does not mean a fucking thing to me.
Let's
You hear me?
backtrack for just a
Understand
second.
that. Nothing you
Let's
say
backtrack.
matters.
Let's backtrack.
Not backtracking, turning
Yeah,
my volume
let's
down
backtrack
again,
for a
'cause
second,
I don't have to
Celeste.
hear a word
I would
you're
never
saying.
talk
Don't care
about
to. You're
anybody's
disgusting to me.
goddess or
You'll stay that way.
Orisha whatsoever.
It's
I
bad
would
enough
never
I
do
even
that.
shared space.
You decided that you wanted
There
to
is
stay
no
with
resolve.
that man.
Trying to talk
You
about it
did.
is insane.
That's what happened. You
I
decided
let
you
that woman
wanted
into
to
my
stay with
private
him.
life.
And in fact, you told me
Gave
that they were
her
going to human
items that
traffic
meant the
you,
world to
and then
me.
you decided not to
And
go
she
with me.
weaponized my abuser
You
and my
decided
abuse
not to
against
go
me. I
with
don't
me,
give a
and you
shit
went
what you
back
gotta
with that
say,
man.
lady.
You
You
went
are
back
nothing
there
to
and
me.
unloaded your car back with
Period.
that man after you said that they were going to human
God
traffic
damn.
you. So you put me in
Let
that
it go.
situation where you were going to be human
Exactly.
trafficked for
It's
me
not
to
going
go and
anywhere. She
unload
just
so
needs
I
to
could be
let it
trafficked as
go.
well. I had to send my information to Bree so she could make sure that I got out of Florida okay. Because
Exactly,
you didn't
Junior,
give
and
a
my
fuck
Odisha
about
were
me. You
involved.
only cared about
And
yourself. Girl,
they
I went out there. I
100%
went
kept
above
me
and
alive.
beyond
The
for you.
situation I was in was very bad. Very bad.
Not once,
I wrote a
but
book about it,
twice.
surviving it and healing
Celeste,
from it.
Jenny rescued you not
When I
once,
came
but
back to
twice.
the app after that, I had seen that the drama that we all we took an oath to be part of council that we would not be involved in the drama. And as soon as I came back, I had seen just drama with Bree, Chris, and I was like, oh fucking God. And I just blocked everyone. I didn't even want to talk about it, didn't want to pull a council meeting, nothing. I just said, fuck it. Council, I talked with Tamer, council no longer exists. Fuck this shit. It's not going to work.
Are you talking about that fucking Mayberry Council? Are you serious?
Oh, gosh, you need to get over that. Seriously.
Birch,
No
just
clue.
sit there, be pretty.
Okay.
Just sit there, be pretty. Jenny, I think you spoke really well. I think that was a long time coming of what you needed to say. And she is absolutely not telling the truth. She heard every word. She didn't turn it down.
I didn't disrespect anyone's Odisha. I didn't want her to get hurt. And that's what she was putting herself in by staying with that man. And I wanted more for her because she deserved fucking more. That's what I wanted.
Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans, and a reminder that a lot of this drama stems out of Celtic Hex and others repeating the phrase that men are guests in witchcraft. Now, if we are guests, that means it's your fucking house. It's not your fucking house. I had one of the ladies in my my conference call yesterday try to use the analogy of Santa Muerte. That working with Santa Muerte is because they invited me into the community, and no, I'm not involved in your Santa Muerte community. I opened the door and Santa Muerte came in with an army and took over my fucking life. She chose me, and none of y'all invited me into the Santa Muerte community, into the witchcraft community. And a lot of you that say those kinds of things, I was in the witchcraft community before you were a sperm. Okay, go ahead. Ding, ding, ding.
I mean, I don't know what else I can say. I'm sorry that my dirty laundry got aired, but listen, first of all, I didn't talk about her once. I'm just saying she made so many lives about me, and I come out one time saying something, and then, a witch is doxxed, and there's that.
I didn't know that you guys had such a history, but it sounds like you definitely have one.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of history between a lot of us, and there's some of us that don't, we don't talk about it every day. I don't go on lives and talk about people I don't fuck with.
Mm-hmm. And somebody said that, Bree only came over here because we were harping on Celtic Hex.
Celeste
Whenever
said
I'm like-
that. Celeste said
whenever-
that.
I said that.
Whenever I blow up the internet and do something crazy, Bree tends to show up. So even when Celtic Hex is not.
Well, real friends do show up for their friends. They do.
that.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys. I was just thinking a little back, but I just want to say I was.
Kind of cutting out. You said, I just want to say, and then it cut out. Okay, maybe try and say what you were going to say a little bit later when you're in a better spot. But like right now, you're.
Is she teleporting?
I don't know. You said there was bad weather. Weather will do that to your.
Oh,
What is Celtic Hex exactly?
a blight.
Exactly. And
Trying to bring some of the comic levity. That's why I said, can I have the sperms?
yeah,
I saw that.
and all the I know I'm not going to make peace with Celtic Hex. I never made peace with Celtic Hex, and the idea that they brought this up in our conversation the other day, that they all came and offered me support when I was going through a difficult time with Marta, and she left me for like a week or so. And that's not why they came in. They didn't come to offer support. It was a feeding frenzy, and that's why they were there, to pick my fucking bones and act like they were being support. Hello,
Junior J, yes. Hi,
Jay,
everybody.
how are you?
I'm here
Light,
for the
love,
white
and
noise
progress. I've been kind of following you, Birch, for a little while, and you always have such great wisdom and understanding. And the fact that you even allowed all that chaos is amazing. That's one. Two, I did mention we're going through this retrograde, and a lot of these traumas from the past that are unresolved are going to come to the surface for people to sort them out. And they have until the 29th of July to sort it all out. This is past trauma. It's not even present.
And you give me an opening. If y'all just scroll through my videos, you have to scroll back a couple of ways. I'll try and find it again and repost the video. But I have one with a triangular sail sigil. And if you go and
For
look at
some
that
reason,
video,
your voice is muffled.
I think
My-
Junior's got background.
That's all I was going to say is I was like, love the white noise there.
So if you go and find that thing, I only probably have 2 videos with a sigil prominent there, but one is a triangular sail, and it's a Mercury retrograde sail that will help you navigate Mercury retrograde. And then if enough people use that, I will never have to hear somebody treat Mercury like Mercury was Satan again. Mercury is not
Well,
responsible.
not everyone
for
is even affected by retrograde too. If you're born under a clear, and you're not born under a void, you wouldn't be affected by retrograde. But this is something they do like clockwork every year for the past 7 years. This is nothing to do with retrograde. It is 100% to do with them.
There is a pattern.
That part, Lady Lavender. They get bored, throw a tantrum.
Magic shouldn't be priced. Magic should be taught for free. So our teachers should live in cardboard boxes on Skid Row.
Yeah,
that's-
everything. You
that's
pay for everything with me.
like, magic should never be done for personal gain. I'm sorry, that ship has sailed, man. I've been teaching witchcraft for 45 years, and I deserve to make a living for that. I deserve to be paid for my time. If you're not getting paid for your time,
I agree with that.
yeah, if you're not getting paid for your time, you're a sucker.
You pay for a doctor, you pay for a therapist, you'll pay for your learning of witchcraft.
Crone, come
There's
on.
also another issue I wanted to bring up with being a spiritual person. And sometimes that we end up like being life coaches, and sometimes we also end up being therapists.
Yes.
And those types of people get paid for their jobs. Being a spiritual
Absolutely.
person, you don't always get paid for these things.
My tarot readings are like a psychiatrist visit with cards, man. I'm gonna change your life. We got the
Yeah.
Crone up here. Crone says that she'd like to offer a different perspective, and I would like to hear one, please.
Thank you, Uncle Birch. So I quite literally I take breaks. I come back and it's men don't belong in witchcraft. And that scares me. And probably not for the reason people think. That scares me because this is a very slippery slope. If men are not allowed in witchcraft, are transgendered men allowed in witchcraft?
Z Budapest would say no. But go ahead.
This is just one step to the next. There was a poem written in World War II. They came for me. They came for me. They came for a communist, but I wasn't a communist, so I said nothing. And at the end, they came for me, and there was no one left to speak. I don't want to see that happen. I absolutely do not want to see that happen. And if people are saying that the only people who belong in witchcraft are women with vaginas, they are completely negating trans women, trans men, bisexual, all that is not okay. That is not okay. It's
Yep.
scary. I don't like, and I am old school. Birch, I think I'm older than you.
No way.
Sir, yes, I believe I am.
How
We talked about this last night, though,
Sorry,
about like
I
this
wanted to chime in and just
theory
say that I'm
saying that
45.
men have been part of witchcraft since the dawn of witchcraft. Like that, it's just a weird take to have, and it makes no sense. And then to position yourself as an elder and speaking in that manner means you don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. All of the books that lead to the witchcraft revival were written by men, even all the way back to Middle Ages. Like I said before, Solomon, Agrippa, Abramelin, all of those were absorbed.
The Golden
into
Dawn.
witchcraft. Golden Dawn. All of those were absorbed into witchcraft, chaos magic, and I'm sorry, y'all, those were men. The oldest book that we have on witchcraft from a witch's perspective, which was, allegedly about the witches in Tuscany in the 1300s, was Charles Leland. That's a dude. He had a dick. I'm sure he didn't, offer to show it to you on a live, but still, Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans. It's a lively group and a lot of people here, and like Marta was asking me last week, we have this Christian in here talking shit to all of us. She goes, why is he even on camera, honey? I go, did you see the ratings? If it has to be hate and discontent to get the ratings, then fucking do what you gotta do.
Well, let's take a poll right now with everybody that's in the boxes, in the live. Let's take a poll right now. Do you believe that men have a place in magic?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Most people already said
Yes.
Yes, I say
Absolutely.
yes.
I think it's a very specific place, but yes, absolutely, there is a place.
Well, a thing that they were trying to say in my conference call with the ladies is
I
that
didn't want to
coming-
cut everyone off and be rude, but I just wanted to offer up a more balanced perspective. You see, me looking at life and having walked a very gray line in my life, as I like to call it, being bisexual openly, I understand both sexes, but I also understand that there are extreme expressions in nature of everything, hot and cold, water, ice, the elements. So how can you have strictly one element without the other one to balance it? Just becomes obvious.
Absolutely correct,
Well,
young man.
something that they were trying to say to me in my live the other day is that I was coming from the perspective of religious witchcraft that has a god and a goddess, and my retort was all the way back.
Correct.
All the way back to the cunning folk, we had cunning men and cunning women. We have always fucking been here. We've always been part of it. All the way back, the oldest book we have on witchcraft, again, Aradia, Gospel of the Witches, men and women together. We were together. What these women are what
I
these
want to
women are
offer
shooting
you
for
something
is
extra, Grand
dominance.
Marshal, which is even prior to witchcraft, there were other kind of folklorish religions like shamanism, and that started off with men impersonating animals. So if that's the beginning of all religion for men and women, mimicking nature in general, there's a balance to everything.
Well, like I always say, above all things, I'm a pagan. I'm not a neo-pagan. I see nature as the prime source of it all. All of the gods and goddesses came from nature and the universe, came from the same source. And I believe in nature, and in nature we have to have male and female to have anything happen, unless we have one of those rare occasions where an animal transgenders itself in order to procreate because there's no opposite sex there, and that's
But
parthenogenesis.
even when that happens, it is nature itself balancing itself out. You cannot have light without the dark. You cannot have good without bad. You cannot have light without dark. Everything needs a balance.
Or something to contrast from.
Balance. Exactly. The universe will balance itself out. It don't care who it destroys in the process. It will balance itself out.
100%.
Absolutely. So what these women were going for with their concept was that I got that was dominant. I'm sorry, Marta
It was
can dominate a
purposeful.
little.
It was with intent. It was
Yeah.
intent versus impact. And they said something in such a way to bait you into a corner for you to react in such a way. And you did have a visceral reaction. And now it has spawned a lot of conversation. The vast majority of us absolutely know that it was nonsense and it was bullshit. It did not come with good intentions, and they certainly look at their circle.
Yeah. Soulless. Yeah. Get in the box, but hit the little thing over here. I looked in there and I couldn't find it.
I'm sorry, sir.
Go ahead.
Well,
I
Bert,
also wanted to
me and Jenny got to bounce because we have another appointment.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
So I also want to speak on this misogyny. Do I agree with what you said? No. However, I come from not only a different time, I also come from a very different culture, and I think Celeste can understand what I'm talking about here. I live in the MC world. Misogyny is front facing right there in your face.
Motorcycle. Okay.
Yeah.
Got MC.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is a man's world. But that never stops me from looking a man dead in his eyes and telling him to go lay down by his dish. I've done this in clubhouses.
I like that one. I might say
And
that.
now I
We
can
got
do that.
Soulless.
I can do that because I have a man standing behind me saying she means it and she'll wreck you.
Absolutely. Solus is the new one here. Hasn't got to talk yet. What's up, Solus?
So first off, I wanted to say thank you for having me, Uncle Birch. You don't know me, but I know you pretty well. My brother, Raven the Diaga, used to speak with you frequently and told me all about you.
Wait a minute. Boy Raven? Like from Santa Cruz?
No, Raven the Diaga. He did the...
Okay.
So,
Okay.
my group, the Peril Fam, actually went into the live when they heard you were in there and what was going on, and they observed it. I was live at the time, so I missed what happened while you were in there, but I was in afterwards, and literally almost an hour after you left, they were still talking about what video clips they were going to post to discredit you and make you look bad, and all of them came out right and said that they are man haters and that was the reason they were doing this. So
Yeah. And the
what
one
happened
video that I saw was manipulated by AI. So good job, y'all.
I don't believe that to be true, that they sat there and said that they're man haters. Every single one of those women are married. So I think you are not being absolutely truthful. I think you are repeating what you observed and perceived versus what was actually said, because none of them have said that. And I know that because I used to be friends with them. Birch used to be friends with them. We know how low they will go, but they are not that. They are tipping on feminists. They will switch a narrative. They will pretend to be feminists if it suits their narrative.
Well, I'm not
just
trying to
wanted
say
to
every
come up-
single one of them claimed to be a man hater, but yeah, they were going on, and several of them came forward and were like, "Yeah, I'm a man hater. I hate men." Blah blah blah. But
I
the
just
whole-
wanted to come up while I still have signal because I'm traveling, so the signal is bad. I was in that live when I saw that Birch was in there. And what I do is I go in and I listen. And that entire live was absolutely nothing productive at all. It was a bashing on men, it was a bashing on Birch, and it was trauma dumping. And I understand everyone has trauma, but that was not productive. It was an absolute shit show, and it was disgusting, and I noped the fuck out after 5 minutes.
Well, you know,
Yeah, I was able to stomach it for about 10 before I tried getting Birch out of there. I tried.
my father was, good. Well, I say was, even though he's still here, but he was good for little pieces of wisdom here and there. And he always says, never hit a woman until she wants to act like a man. And even that, though, I mean, Marta's hit me plenty of times that I have not hit back. But at a certain point, I took it. I took it on the chin. I was descended upon by like 20 fucking people attacking me all over the place. Couldn't get a word in edgewise. And yeah, eventually at the end, I hit back and, talked about showing my, what. And because I was just over it. I was just over it. We weren't going to get anywhere. I might as well just blow up the entire fucking debate and destroy it. And I did. Man, look how good the
It
ratings
was
are.
good that you hit back, though. It was good because at a point you can only push somebody so far before they're gonna hit back, and they pushed you way beyond. I would have gone off way beyond you. Trust me.
So we could have written him a gameplay of what would have went down if we would have known he was going to go in there. No matter what he said, no matter what he would say, no matter what he said, they would twist it and weaponize it against him. Even the part when he said, even the part when he said he'll whip his dick out if you want to see that I'm a man, they twisted it and weaponized it against him, knowing what he was doing and knowing what he was saying. Same thing like when he initially said, "Sit and spin, bitch." They, oh my God, how dare you, knowing they don't give a shit.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I almost asked to get up in a box because I was going to get up in a box and I was going to say, look, take your fucking trauma to your goddamn therapist. Because what you're doing is absolutely fucking wrong. That shit's for your therapist. Your daddy issues are for your therapist. Your men issues are for your therapist. Not to just bash people online and then turn around and say peace and love. Bullshit.
If you noticed, the only people they let stay in a box were people who were agreeing with them. When Hillary was pulled into the box and she was standing up for Birch, they quickly kicked her out. That's what they do. There's a game plan.
The only guys in there were the beta bitches that want them to dominate them, even though they were all gay. Somehow that's what it's like. Again, like I said, if Marta wants to dominate me in the bedroom or something, cool. But nobody else, man. Nobody else. You don't get to fucking do that. Yeah.
Stop.
Can I be dominated, please?
I'm sorry about the imagery, but I know Sebastian's enjoying it.
Mr. Hawk is on their leash because Mr. Hawk is afraid of them.
As a female who's making dinner for her husband, because, whatever, how come not one of them looked at you when you said you were going to pull out your pee-pee? Why didn't any of them say, let me go get the one from my drawer and we'll compare?
That would have been a good response. Mia's in here and she hasn't gotten to talk yet. We let Mia say something.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Uncle Birch, for letting me come up. I was saying something in the chat. I think, and somebody touched on it. It might have been Celeste. I think what's missing is that these people don't believe what they're saying. They don't hate men. They don't think that men don't belong in spiritual spaces. They don't think any of that. They tailor their responses and their reactions to provoke problems, right? It's all trying to get people's negative reaction, right? That's what they want. And these are very coordinated attacks. They plan them out. They know what they're going to say. They all get on board. If you notice, when they go after someone, they'll all make videos. At least this is what they used to do. I'm assuming they're still doing the same thing. They all go after the same person at the same time, and they all respond in the same way.
It's the group
That's not an accident. They do it on purpose, right? They don't believe that shit. They don't think that Birch is a misogynist. They know better.
There is absolutely a group chat going on where they are coordinating what they found audacious, what they're going to attack, and what they're going to call out.
Absolutely. They did it to me. You know what I mean?
Mia and myself know this to be factual 100% because her and I were involved until we realized what was going on and we bounced the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. And I gave them a second opportunity, which was a huge mistake. But they don't believe half the things that they're saying. They like to attack people that they feel intimidated by, that they see as a threat because they don't believe that there's space enough for all of us when there is, right? So cutting somebody else down elevates their status in their mind, which is, it's crazy, but that's what they do.
So one thing I just wanted to say real quick is that they're doing all this shit on TikTok. This is on the internet. This is for everyone to see, right? And what they don't know is currently in our government, 288 religions were just erased from official records. And on top of that, there's already talk about anyone who's not Christian being either deported or erased off to get them out of the country. There's all this shit going on that no one seems to be paying attention to, and they're just perpetuating the reasons why these people can say this is why we want to get rid of you, because of this, and this that you do.
It's a very good
They're
point.
not witches, is what it boils down to. They are not witches. They're drama
No.
llamas. They're
They're
bright.
not witches. They're not. They're
They don't have a practice. You if you were to have a conversation solely on practice, there will be no conversation. What they are a group of women who have superiority complexes with gift the gab, a level of charisma behind what they're saying to make them seem like what they're saying is real and true and factual. But anyone who sees through it and calls it out will get attacked and bombarded, and they come in droves. Like there's 8 main ones, and then they all have like little subsects of minions that blindly follow. Because, like I said, this has been going on for 7 years.
Hold on just a second. Granny Witch Queen of Heathen, can you tag me in that video? I think I want to see that.
What happened?
And here's the thing, like they're constantly calling everybody a predator, right? That's one of their favorite words, especially to address men, right? And it's funny to me, and I said it in the comments, how they can openly call everybody a predator, but then openly support a woman who admitted in court that she allows her adult son to sleep with a minor under her roof. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, I might need to brush up on my law, but that is an actual predator. That's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So they support horrible people that do horrible things, and then have the audacity to turn around. And it's, I mean, at one point, because I made a video supporting Chris, who's a U.S. veteran, I made a video supporting him. For some reason, that video of me supporting a U.S. veteran turned into, I told one of them to go unalive themselves. I'm like, excuse me, what? Like, and that's the other thing. They take little things, right? Take them completely out of context. Don't have any nuance, right? Manipulate and chop up what you said to push a negative narrative about a person, right? Just put it out there and blow everything up and make such a big deal about everything. You know, this whole thing with, oh my God, and I might be jumping around here within drama, but oh, I'm so offended that a man called me a bitch and a hoe. Really? You're not offended, because if you were, you wouldn't call other women bitches and hoes. Because the worst treatment that I've seen towards women comes from other women, not from men. And are we really that thin-skinned that we have to be offended because some guy called me a bitch? All right, call me a bitch all day long. You know, I don't care. I'll use it as like I said, it's my middle name. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So that's why I say these people don't really believe this shit.
I don't give a shit. Call me whatever you want.
Who cares?
I have to agree with that. And one thing that really makes me upset is that I really had a lot of respect for Witchfoot when she was with us. I really liked her a lot.
Yeah, she was
And
awesome.
to see what happened with Hazy's live, it just busted my heart, because I'm like, oh man, ugh. Like, her legacy is awesome. And where's her legacy going to go now, you know?
I've been nothing but supportive with Hazy her entire fucking life here. And yeah, she was totally against me too in that live.
I mean, I thought we were witches, but yet we cower down, and when somebody calls us a nasty name, give me a break. Like, what the hell?
See, for me, if someone would have told me to sit on it and spin, I would have said, okay, pull your pants down, let's go.
There you go.
Okay, so let me say something really quick. Since we are in witch school, I should point out that one of the ancient names of Hecate was bitch. And in her bitch aspect, she was a hardcore woman that didn't take any shit from men. That's where the term comes from. That's where the energy comes from. And she was said to ride on a chariot pulled by the Vedic hounds of hell with 2 double-bladed axes, lopping off the heads of men that had abused women. So while I said it in an offensive way, I don't necessarily find the word that offensive. I see that Christianity made both bitch and cunt offensive words, but they were both goddess names once upon a time. The Green Man's a whole other
Whatever
thing.
you want, just put Miss in front of it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Gen X. You can't insult me. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm like, you
I
can't
don't care.
insult me.
I don't
You
care.
can, you could try. It's not happening. It's really not, because I stand in my power. I know who I am, and no word that anyone says against me will ever make me waver, ever.
Thank you.
Exactly, 100% agree with you.
So I'm going to pop down because the old man is home, and
Hi, Crone.
going
Thank you for
to
popping in and sharing
divine in
your
my
wisdom.
feminine power and feed him in more ways than one. See ya.
Oh my God, I love her.
Thanks for coming in and giving your perspective. Thank you.
And the other
Uncle
thing
Bruce?
is also the attacks on, I'm sorry, Birch, the attacks on women. They like to go after women who are in healthy relationships, right? So somebody like Crone, who has been victim of this as well, if you're in a healthy relationship and you love your spouse and you don't get on the internet and complain about him or complain to them about him, then all of a sudden there's problems there. They have to go after that. And I've seen it. My husband isn't even on the internet, and he's been more in their mouth. Well, actually, let me take that back. That didn't sound good. But you know what I mean? Like, they like to critique my relationship, even though I know for a fact that secretly they envy it, because it's all tied to the same thing. Again, envy, control. They want to control
envy.
everybody. It is. And they want to control. I mean, who are they? Who is anybody to say who belongs in this space? You know, and I don't remember who said it. I'm so sorry. Somebody said, Crone said, there's a slippery slope, right? Because if we start exiling men, who's next?
Yeah.
Who's next?
Something that
Yeah,
my father always taught me was, a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in until afterwards.
Well,
Yeah, I mentioned
That's wise.
I mentioned something about that the other day. I was like, it's better to stay silent than to open your mouth and prove yourself to be the fool they claim you are.
Absolutely.
like I said,
Same thing.
Like I've said several times, back in my day, I'm old school. We had a gentleman's agreement amongst the dudes of witchcraft. We recognized that even though we were not part of the patriarchy and opposed to the patriarchy, women were breaking off and finding their power against the patriarchy. And as such, since we had penises, gay or not, they were going to fucking lash out and let that energy out on us. And we were going to take it like men. We weren't going to fucking stand up to it. We weren't going to say shit. I think that ship has passed. Throughout my lifetime, while supporting my sisters, while trying to uplift them and treat them like the goddesses that they are, we had people like Z Budapest calling us a lower species of life to be eradicated from the planet. And that flew. And I can't count on one fucking hand the women that came to our defense and said, hey, that's not okay. Don't say that about our brothers. None of that. So, when it comes to this kind of shit now, it's like I come from a very different place of not taking this shit anymore. That gentleman's agreement is done. You give me shit, you come at my masculinity, you come at my entire fucking gender, and you're gonna fucking eat your lunch.
Well, Birch, I have to say that's one of the reasons that they do come for men in a certain way, because they're expecting a reaction, and when they get the reaction that's warranted, they turn around and they cry victim. It's amazing how. I'm sorry. I'm
really quick. Arab priesthood. Z Budapest absolutely said that in the 80s. I'm older. He did. He said that in print. Okay, go ahead.
Wasn't Z Budapest the Dianic? What was the counter to Dianic tradition? Minoan?
Well, she's one of the people that started the Dianic tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a counter to that.
I'm gonna jump down.
There was a counter
Okay.
a few years after the founding of Dianic Wicca, where it was women only. There was a counter to that, and I believe it was Minoan or something that was men only, that launched maybe 3 years later, 5 years later.
Yeah. And by the way, to that person that said that, not only did Z Budapest say that, but then nature has a sense of humor. Her 2 children that she's had are boys. Don't know what kind of fucking life they've had, but that was her opinion on her entire fucking gender, and nature has a twisted sense of humor. I got to ask a question really while I'm here when I have the floor. William von Ulrich, did you make a video about the the men are guests thing and catch a whole bunch of shit? Somebody was telling me you're catching a whole bunch of flack for this.
Oh, he did. That's one of my mutuals. He did. He found out about it because of my video that I posted that apparently kicked off this whole damn hornet's nest.
Okay. Maybe you're the one that told me about it. Somebody told me about it at the end. I don't remember who it was.
But yeah, the
I
whole
just
reason
wanted
I
to
posted
say-
the video was because I was told by a friend of mine, I've had Hex blocked for years because I don't tolerate the shit stirrers and the bullshit artists on the app.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine who was mutuals with her called me in absolute tears when he saw that she had posted that video.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, you're going to make me unblock her and go watch it. So I did. And I watched the entire thing. I was going to stitch it and call her out, but she had her stitches off, her duets off, her downloads are off. So fine, I screen recorded it. My original video, I went a minute before and a minute after what she said, so no one could say I was misconstruing what she said. And she said with her full chest, men's only place in witchcraft is as guest, and that is bullshit.
Absolutely. Can I
We
say
are
something
supposed to be better.
Really quick, not to interrupt you, but in case they're not here. Hey, Lilith's son, how are you? I don't think I've ever seen you here. Bro, you got some beautiful fucking hair, man. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
the most beautiful hair.
Oh my God, he has a
He's got the
mane
best
from
mane.
hell. Oh God, and it's always.
I just wanted to say thank you to Birch
I'm not
for
getting
what you said about
No.
you not taking it on the cheek anymore and you taking back your power as a man in the pagan, path. I just want to say thank you to that because my son, who's growing up in the path as I'm guiding him and raising him, won't have to face as much bullshit because of other men in the practice like you who are saying, okay, enough is enough. Because as a mother of a son who's growing up to be a fantastic practitioner, I don't want some woman out there to try to do to him what was done to you.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think that time has come for a different course. I always backed my sisters. I raised them up, kept them on a pedestal, treated them all like goddesses, but they did not reciprocate. Historically, that didn't happen. They were comfortable in their space of. Z Budapest is the person that put out the idea that a women's only space is a safe space. Now, as a guy who's all of my friends were women, except for the gay dudes, because that's the only dudes that were in the craft at the time. A woman's only safe space, you can only think that if you don't know any fucking women. Y'all are vicious and cutthroat almost as much as gay men.
I'm proud of it though.
Maybe
I'm
not.
proud of that skill.
Yeah,
I got my claws. I got my claws. Gay dude claws here.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm just calling it as it is, man. Y'all.
I absolutely know what I'm capable of, and that's why when I was saying this, it's the self-righteousness that just pisses me off because you know what, we are capable.
It's like how
And
many?
if I'm cornered, I will absolutely will destroy you. 100%.
How many women have you called bitch? Is it like the N word? I can't say it because I have a penis. Probably. Yeah. Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in a patriarchal world where toxic masculinity is a thing and misogyny is a thing, until for me personally, until I see more men stand up against misogyny and patriarchy, I'm gonna just stay with the all men. I'm not a man hater, but I am also I walk with eyes open around men just because of experiences. But that's my own shit.
A thing that we've got to recognize in this day and age is those kind of things are one of the reasons we have Trump. These men that have been shat upon have developed this whole right-wing fucking claim it back idea because they're treated like shit, responsible for all the wars, even though we've had plenty of female fucking warrior queens, way bloodier than any of the men could ever fucking be. We're blamed for fucking everything and shat upon for all of the world's ills. Some of it's true, some of it's not true, but it causes a snapback. And a lot of these fucking kids are snapping back at being treated like that, and they're joining these alt-right fucking right-wing groups where men are more superior. It's like, I don't want fucking superiority. Yeah, they shouldn't want superiority either. Nobody's gonna get it. Equality. Good.
Why do you joke differently, Birch?
What?
Hi, I've been waiting here. I've been a follower for a while. I've been listening to your teachings. I usually love all of your teachings, but yesterday during your live, I saw something and I said something right then and there like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable. That's not okay. That's dangerous kind of behavior. No one acknowledged it. I tried to send you a message and you didn't accept my message request. And it was a whole list of detail like saying, hey, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
I love men. I think men should be in witchcraft. But the things that you let say about children, how children are sneaky and trying to date, you should be accountable because the things that you joked about, you egged it on. And I thought you were better. I thought all of you were better.
What was there about children sneaky and trying to date? Does anybody recall anything like that?
Yes, I do. I shared it. It's on my page and you
No,
blocked
I don't
me.
recall anything like that. But this
block
again,
you.
the same shit Hawk did to you, and
Wait a
trying to say
minute,
that you're responsible
wait.
for our words.
I have
this
not
sounds
blocked
dumb.
anybody in months. I didn't fucking block you.
I can't find you when I search for you. I have to look for you where I tagged you at.
You're
here
in his
blocking
live.
them.
Where you're
I'm
not
blocking them.
blocked.
I have
No,
plenty of
and it's
people.
cowardice. It's cowardice.
I have plenty of
You
people.
all can gang up on me and take up his side and be little pick-me's, but I know what I saw. I shared and have my receipts. I also have my message that I sent saying I tried to be nice about this. I tried.
It is not his responsibility to police anyone of what they're talking about.
Yo, I don't care whose responsibility it ain't. It's not okay. It's dangerous talk. Somebody needs to say something.
Okay, you haven't
Y'all
made
are
a
weak
point.
not to say
You haven't-
something.
You have not
Protect
made
people.
You have not made a point yet. What are you accusing me of?
Someone
not
else
really
said.
accusing necessarily. Don't know. Don't talk for me. I'll talk for myself. Thank you.
That's cool.
You didn't really say anything, Birch, but it was the way you laughed about it and you carried it on. And I was like, yo, that's not right. That's wrong.
What did I carry on?
All right, I wrote it better. I'm upset talking about it now. I waited a long time.
Okay.
There was this guy. I saved it. His picture. I can't say his name. Now he went in one of your boxes, and I know you're not responsible for what he said. You're responsible for what you said, sir.
Are we talking about Sebastian's friend who we called out for being a
it could
predator?
be. And if Sebastian, if that's your friend,
No.
That's
no,
not okay.
No. You're on about that he has a blue profile picture, innit?
yes, he has a blue.
Yeah, I know
shared it.
exactly
Come to
who
my
you're on about.
page.
I remember which situation you're on about. The one that was, but she's on about the one that had the passport, the one that was trying to do working to get her back. That she may have been underage, and he was trying to use spell working to get her back.
And I'm like,
Now,
why
wait a
did you
minute.
laugh it off and say
Wait.
be sneaky?
Hold on a minute now.
Okay.
Hold on. Is that what you're talking about? I muted you. You can unmute yourself in a second. I talked him down off that ledge, man. I told him that was not okay. I told him not to do that. So what are you saying that I did? Go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know.
Go back and post the live. Post the whole live. Post
It's
it.
on
And
YouTube. It's on YouTube. You want to watch it?
I did.
Yesterday's live.
That's where I got the video because I couldn't get the video. I went to YouTube, got the video, posted on here because I'm gonna make sure if you ain't gonna answer me, I'm gonna make the world know. I take it my responsibility. I'm from Kentucky.
Well, hey,
Can the
okay.
next class be on emotional
Wait.
maturity?
Everybody shut the fuck up for a minute, okay? You can unmute yourself in a second. So tag me in that video. Sounds like you're accusing me of something. You already accused me of blocking you, which absolutely didn't happen. I haven't blocked anybody in months. And I have more cause to block people in the last few days than anybody else. And I haven't blocked any of those B words.
I've sent it to you, Birch. I've sent it to you. I found it.
Yup. Y'all joked around and didn't say, hey, that is messed up. Now, Birch, later on you covered for yourself, but initially, y'all were joking and egging it on. And I just want to say, if you need a law to tell you not to date somebody at a certain age, that's messed up. And also, number two, talking about women and children being sneaky to date older men, there's victims out there. Be very careful what you say.
People talk
You have a big
about
following.
people
People
talked
listen
about
to you. I used to listen to you.
excuse me, people talked about things that actually occur, and I talked them down every time. And I've called out another predator that was just doing that. He was hitting up a 17-year-old like 3 lives before that, man. So you need to do your homework if you're going to come at me like this, man. Come
Yeah.
correct.
Share the
Exactly,
video.
Karen.
Share the video. Don't edit it and share the video. Share it. Because you can see in my comments, I said, hey, that's not okay. That's dangerous. I went about it nice. Y'all can come after me all you want, but there's only one way in the holler and one way out.
You say
Girl,
you
I'm
came
from
about it
Kentucky
nice,
too.
but
What you're doing is talking
Florence,
shit and
Kentucky,
choosing to
you
be
can
mad.
find me.
you say you came in nice, but I've known you for 3 minutes now, and
Tosh
there's
has got me
been
fired up, and so did Zezo.
Okay, well, maybe you take a deep breath. Remember what happened when I got fired up? I called somebody a bitch and told them to sit and spin, and that was not okay.
You're right.
Don't
You're
take
right.
an action out of an emotion. I teach that, and I fucked up, and I did it anyways. So take a deep breath, man.
But
Nobody's
please,
attacking you.
please
Nobody's
go back
attacking
and look at that video and rethink and seriously, just go look at it and see it from a
Dab.
different perspective.
I did
Tag
text
me
it
the
to
video.
him. I texted it to you, Bert.
Okay, thank you. I'll look at that later after family time and shit.
I hope we all have
but-
the night we deserve. Good night to all of you. I said my piece.
All right, you leave.
So to speak on the live that we had 3 days ago, the live that we had 3 days ago when we were addressing a situation of pretty much the exact same situation, we did everything right on how to handle that situation publicly, not privately, publicly. For someone to watch one video of yours and just like, oh, this is your whole persona, this is what you do, to have such an emotional discharge to where they can't contain themselves.
I don't
That's
think
wild.
anybody-
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt everybody here during this broadcast, but I just wanted to offer up a slightly different perspective. She came across as a Karen. I'm sorry. She was butthurt. A topic is a fucking topic. As a host, you're going to talk about whatever you need to talk about. Whoever follows, it's your choice to leave, and you have that freedom at any point. Nobody's holding you hostage when a host is talking or discussing anything. If you felt butthurt about something, bye. Later, Karen. This is America. Free
For
speech
me,
is
it
free
was
speech.
the entitlement. It was the entitlement. How dare you not get back to me soon? How dare you not address my concerns immediately right now? There was a whole shitstorm going on, and he was probably getting messages up his asshole in that inbox, and he probably didn't want to look at anything, honestly. And as far as the cursing goes, if someone says you're a bitch, then that's it. You know how many times I've turned around and told someone to suck my dick, and I don't even have one. But I don't
Same.
care.
Same.
Suck my dick.
I call people cunts on a regular too.
Absolutely. So I don't know.
I didn't know that the host needed to
I
personally
started
regulate
calling my
himself
chest
in his
area
own broadcast.
chesticles.
Yeah, I still don't even know what she was upset about. A couple days ago, we called out a guy that was having inappropriate conversation with a 17-year-old. However, the age of consent in the country that he's in is 16. And I said, well, while he's not a pedo and didn't break the law, it was wildly inappropriate as he was in his 30s. And I called him out.
Yeah, that's a little
put him
creepy.
down. Yeah, I called him out. I put him down. That's, I can't accuse him of a crime because it's not a crime, but not okay. I said
Well,
that.
that's what he said, and when he said, you know how when you speak truth, it rings true, and if something doesn't seem right, you discernment, right? So I went and looked. Yes, the age of consent for consensual sex is 16, which means if two 16-year-olds decide that they want to engage, two 16-year-olds legally can engage. That does not mean that a 16-year-old can legally consent to an adult.
Yes.
In Europe, most of the European countries, though, they can, because 16 is
I
considered
looked
an
it up.
adult.
Well, yeah, he was
During the
UK,
live,
so
I backed out and I looked it up and I said, no, hold on. Because we asked those questions. What's the law there? How old are you? What did you engage in?
Yeah.
Because we absolutely wanted to hear, because he was claiming innocence, and we wanted to hear the truth. And he divulged the truth. He's a 30-year-old man. She was 17.
Yeah. So let me, since I'm a teacher, and again, Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans, reminding you that Level 1 Witch School, join anytime, is available at the lowest price ever for a very limited amount of time. Get over there to Gumroad.com/witch school and look for the Level 1 join anytime. But the class is all the rage right now, and I've sold about 7 of them while we've been online here. It's magical warfare feeding on your enemy. If you wonder why, when I'm being attacked by the while I'm being attacked by the entirety of TikTok, why I'm, holding up so well, it's because I'm feeding on my enemy. The more focus they have on me, the more hate that they throw on me, the better I am. I'm converting all of that, and you can do that too. And if you're out here on TikTok, you probably should, because it's going to come back on you too. But there was something else I was going to say there. We've been calling out this shit forever, and then we get the woman from Kentucky with this thing. Let me teach you another thing that's really important. Maybe going. Grammy, can you mute yourself for a second? A thing that maybe save your ass out here or on the internet. If you want your views respected, state them in a respectful way. And if you don't, this is what you get. You can sit and spin, okay?
Can we talk on transmutation for a second, since you brought that up? I wholeheartedly, I work with transmutation. It's my favorite thing to do. It's my favorite tool in my arsenal. But
too.
there are times, like I personally, through experience, believe you cannot transmute blight. Like, there is a spectrum of vibrations. Blight is below that spectrum. It's completely disconnected, disassociated from source. There is nothing to transmute it to.
All right.
Right? So when the only time I'll ever tell someone or try to be like, hey, come on, because I know that what that is. And I do not in any way want to sit here and act like I know more than you when it comes to transmutation, or sit here, governor, to be like, Birch, that was blight, you shouldn't have done it. But that's why I even try to pull you out, because that was blight. The energy, it goes nowhere. But I 100% agree with transmuting the negative energy of your enemies. But what do you do when they're just not an enemy? They're not your enemy. They're just feeding off you. They're not even an enemy. They don't care who they feed off of.
I agree. And I'm glad you stated it the way you did, because you're absolutely right. That whole shit show was nothing but blight. It was absolutely non-productive and solely to rip someone down to nothing.
Well, let me do my thing. Story time. Back in Santa Cruz, I was the second witch store in town. And even though we crushed the witch store that we left from because they became our enemies, I was of the belief that the more witch stores in a town, the stronger the community. And some new woman, Susan Dumbass, I call her, opened this shop called the Serpent's Piss, or something that sounds like that. And she didn't have that belief. She was a motherfucker. Everything she did was to undermine me, even having somebody vandalize my fucking store. And I believed that. And I eventually get into this teaching this magical warfare stuff. And part of the reason that is because I had a long history of trying to make peace when peace could not be found. Forgiving people that fucked me over 2, 3 times, letting them fuck me over again and again, again. And I tried to forgive this other store. And I tried to get along with them. I tried to make peace. And then Aunt Marta, God bless her, she grabbed me by the fucking shoulders and shook me and said, if that bitch is not your enemy, Why does everyone that breaks off from you and declares you an enemy go over to her camp? And that was an awakening. And that's when I started teaching shit like magical warfare. That's when I got into Paulo, because Paulo addressed a warfare that I needed addressed. And witchcraft, even my hardcore witchcraft was not addressing that. And Paulo absolutely addressed war, spiritual fucking warfare. Thank you, Mother Nature, for aiding this broadcast with perfectly timed thunder. Paulo Mayambe, absolutely. So I think that's what I was going to say right there. Okay, I said it. All right, Uncle Birch, coming to you live from New Orleans, where I teach witchcraft for a living. It's seeming like we're going to have a dump here soon. It's getting dark and thunder's coming. So we'll be here as long as it's possible.
When we formed the council, what the main part of the council was to protect people from that group of women. That was what the catalyst of what made us form council. The fight against blight, it takes everyone. And not to get them out of the blight, but to keep people from jumping in and joining that blight.
Yeah. And somebody said the name of that council earlier. What was it? I don't remember.
There was no name of the council other than the council.
Okay.
Mia was part of that. Bree was part of that. That other lady that was here was part of that. Crystal
Well, yeah,
was part of that.
I gotta say, I'm so glad that Mia jumped in here, because I assumed when I clapped back at Celtic Hex, I assumed that many people that were not my enemies anymore had become my enemies again. And I assumed that Mia was there because I have really not followed their drama, didn't know they had a breaking point or anything like that. So it's really good to have her here. So if you're still out there, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that was a part of our initial collective that have split ties. And, you know, they were saying, oh, you're on their side. And it wasn't about taking sides. It was about standing in our own sovereignty and knowing, you know, our own moral code and our own ethical path.
Mm-hmm.
When I decided, I didn't bring anyone with me. I didn't try to get people to go against them, because the whole thing started with me because I decided I didn't want to fuck with them anymore. And like I explained yesterday, if I decide I don't fuck with you, you don't exist. You just don't exist. You don't affect me. You just don't, just like before I got on the app, you didn't exist. It's the same way you don't exist now.
I get you.
So the intent was never to make people choose sides. It was to bring awareness that this happens within our collective. There are charlatans. There are people, energetic vampires who don't even practice, but want to claim they do with authority and try to get people to follow them blindly. Never once have I ever heard those women say, use your discernment and see if it rings true. It's always been, I said this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. Never, ever, ever have they posed to anyone, use your discernment.
Well, you know, in my conversations with them and the stuff that's gone on, it's clear that they're not for equality; they're for dominance. And I don't take this. Go ahead and take it the wrong way. Okay, I've been around the block. I was polyamorous for 20 years. I could do anything I wanted as long as it was with a consenting adult. And none of those bitches I would allow to dominate me. It would not be a turn on. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Screenshot that and put it on one of your fucking lives today. Does it look like I give a fuck? Still a gap.
So this is a
I
little
wanna
bit off
say
topic,
something real
but
quick
I
about
just wanted
that.
to say something to you. I just wanted to let you know, guess what I found on the side of the road at a gas station, Birch?
Okay. What?
Yes, guess what I found on the side of the road growing wild?
Mugwort.
White sage.
White sage.
That's a
Right
Because I
beautiful
was
find.
on
Use it for
live.
cleansing.
I was online with Sebastian. He saw it.
Don't use it for cleansing, all right? Here you go.
Hey, it grew from the earth, and Mother Earth
This all
presented
you
it
could
to me
conjure
in
up,
that moment.
Solomon.
Right, but no. So what he's saying is that white sage is not for cleansing; it's for invoking.
Right, but it was growing wild on the side of the road by the gas station. I collected it. Why? Because Mother Nature brought me to that spot for that reason, to find that sage, and she gave me permission to take it. So I did, and I thanked her.
Okay, so again, we're in which school? So, kids, if this ever happens to you, the rule of thumb is don't take more than 10% of the plant. Don't take the oldest plant. Don't take the youngest plant. Take something in the middle.
I can barely hear you, Birch.
So you don't have no kids today, huh?
Someone has a lot of white noise coming through their mic.
I'm eating.
Don't take more than 10% of the plant. Don't take the oldest plant. And don't take the youngest plant. That's the rules of wildcrafting.
Harvest with respect always.
And give something back.
Yeah,
Give it some water, maybe some water with some plant food, maybe put some of your blood in the water. I don't know. But, give something back, man. The law of exchange is the most important law in witchcraft. For everything that is taken, something must be given. And this goes for tarot reading or anything else. This is why I don't do free fucking readings. This is why the old gypsy said, cross my palms with silver. Don't work for fucking free, man. Like somebody was saying earlier, it's like, I've been teaching witchcraft for 45 years. I've been making a living off of it for at least 20 years. And they said, real witches don't charge. I said, well, those witches are living in a fucking cardboard box on Skid Row, man. I deserve to get paid.
Birch, I wanted to share something with you on your topic here. I used to do everything for free, and I used to do tarot card readings for free left and fucking right. Then I started the same religion, Palo Mayombe. I got involved with Santeria, and then I got in trouble because it came about through the ancestors that I was doing that thing for free, and they said, you spend so much energy, and you're putting this energy towards these people, you're doing these card readings, and what are you getting in return? That part. You see, a lot of people never think about your time. They don't think about your expended energy, and you need to eat too. You're a human being. Yes, we are all spiritual beings, but the body still has its needs in the physical. And so there should be some sort of offering, or as they would say for religious reasons, derecho, or something given back to the individual for the inconvenience of it. So that was part of what happened with me. I kept getting in trouble with my ancestors. They're like, look, minimally you have to charge 21 for your card readings, your spiritual readings, stuff like this, because there was no equivalent exchange that was not being balanced. Thank you, Sebastian. Exactly. Yep. As long as you are not depleting the resources and you're giving back, that's what matters. Yeah, he's frozen. I just wanted to show, follow my own way, love my religion.
I mean,
Sorry.
well, look at that second dollar. How many people it takes, ritual drummers, the practitioners.
Yeah, I was hearing Birch very low, so I'm thinking he has a very low connection. I wanted to share the condition of my old grimoire from like high school. This is so like really like horrible. But I did work out a lot of stuff in here. Oh, easily, because my sister helped me replace it with this one. I like it though. It's coming along. It's coming along. What kind of a warlock would I be if I didn't transfer from old to new? I just wanted to add to that, but I wanted to pause you on that. I think the first thing that you should do is first find out, like she said, if you have a call to Palo Mayombe, it's not for the light of heart. There's a lot of responsibility in it. One thing you must check first before you work with anybody is whether or not your ancestors will work with anyone. Sometimes your ancestors will not even mesh with the people that's involved in that house or with the individual, and that has to be found out first. And if you're going to be truthful about it, you got to take it back to the ancestors for Palo Mayombe. Your ancestors are everything. There's nothing but the utmost respect. You must always respect your elders. There's no disrespect allowed. Personal feelings aside, you must always respect your elders. No matter who they are, no matter who's involved in your Palo house or other fellow Palo initiates. Zazo, hold on 1 second, Zazo. Hold on 1 second, Zazo. I just wanted to interject and offer up a different perspective. If you just want to remain spiritual, Zazo, you could totally remain spiritual. You could study things for yourself and choose when you feel ready for your calling towards Palo Mayombe. Sometimes life circumstances can bring you to Palo Mayombe. Whether you accept it or not is up to you. Whether you want to go all the way with it or not, it's still your choice. You do have your own free will. Okay, nobody got to command you or demand you or mislead you. Yes, Palo Mayombe is a foundation to prepare you spiritually for Ifa, but if Palo Mayombe says you don't have to go to Ifa and you're done with Ifa, you won't even have to go there. It depends. It's a pause. It depends on a person's camino and their life path, because some people do get cut off of. Yeah, some people do. That's it. They Palo be like, oh no, you can't do Ifa. I've heard this before with some houses. So there's possibilities. There are possibilities. The only reason why I interject with that is because I know that some people have to find out about rayando and getting scratched. And that's a whole other issue that comes with you getting Ifa first over Palo. So I know that's a big problem. So this is why I said first you must investigate for yourself, Zazo, what your own ancestors prefer you to walk with, deal with, and work with. After that, you'll know if you've got the right godparents, the right house. You got to do a lot of investigating. The next 6 months, if you can hang out with people going to those Palo Mayombe celebrations, you're going to learn a lot. Keep an open mind, learn, and protect yourself. Okay, because you don't want to go to the celebrations and pick up unnecessary shit. It's not supposed to walk with you.